Today I've received a really interesting question from somebody taking part in the 30-day weight loss challenge, and I'm recording this video because I feel my answer will help a lot of people also taking part in this 30-day weight loss challenge. So the question I got asked was, I've been doing a food diary for the past few weeks but nothing has changed. I'm continuing to listen to the hypnosis sessions, I'm feeling hungry, I'm doing more exercise, which is fantastic. However, my midweek weight is plus £1, but I am feeling confident and much happier in myself. Should I stop weighing myself? Now, one of the things with the food diary, the idea of keeping a food diary is one, so you can stop dieting, and two, more importantly, so you can find what's going to work for you. Everybody's different. My approach isn't to put you on a diet. My approach is for you to find what works for you. Keeping the food diary, even though it might be a little bit of a pain and something that you've done in the past, my idea of getting you to fill out a food diary is so you can find what is going to work for you. So keep the food diary for the week. Then if you're going to weigh yourself, weigh yourself. Now with regards to weighing yourself, it's important that you don't get too hung up on weighing yourself. Try to avoid weighing yourself, every single day. Try to avoid weighing yourself, midweek. At the very least, weigh yourself, once a week, once a fortnight. But as I say, you don't have to weigh yourself. It's important that you have, other scales that you can use to measure your success. If you are exercising on a regular basis, then that might mean that you are putting on more muscle. You might be burning fat, but then just increasing your muscle mass, just a little bit more. So that can also, affect, what you are weighing. So it's important that you have other, scales that you can measure. Are your clothes feeling looser? How are you feeling in yourself? Are you feeling more confident? Are you feeling happier in yourself? These are all important, things to measure. As opposed to just getting too hung up sometimes on just the number on the scales, and that can then sort of bring us back to the idea then of keeping a food diary. The idea, as I say, of keeping the food diary is so you can find what works for you. So keep your food diary. At the end of the week, review what you've done. If you've weighed yourself and your weight's come down, fantastic. What you've done that week works for you. So continue doing, those things that work. If for some reason you've stepped on the scales and your weight has stayed the same, or your weight has, has increased a little bit, then don't allow that then to, affect your motivation. The scales are just a measuring device. Don't allow that 1 week to affect you. Weight, managing your weight is a long-term thing. Think of it as more of a journey as opposed to it just being a destination. You might have weeks where your weight increases a little bit. Likewise, you'll have weeks where your weight comes down. So if you've stepped on the scales and you've weighed yourself and your weight's increased a little bit, then look at your food diary. Look what you've done that week. And look what alternatives you may be able to do the following week. Is there a better alternative to that particular meal? Have you overdone the snacks? What would be a better, more, nutritious snack for you to have? See what changes you can make in your diet, and then apply those changes the following week. See what happens then. If your weight's come down then fantastic. Making those changes and making those adjustments has really worked for you. But likewise, if your weight stayed the same, if your weight has increased a little bit, then think again, well, what other changes can you make? Being successful with weight comes down to making, small adjustments. If for some reason you're putting on weight, well, what that means is your body's not using all the fuel that you're putting in. So make those adjustments, make those changes. And if you do that, you really will be successful.